evening and welcome to tonight's show from DJNTV, Disc Jockey News TV. Tonight's show is brought to you by Electra Voice, DJ Event Planner, DJ Trivia, Odyssey Innovative Design and Cases, NLFX Professional, Promo Only, and the DJNTV Insiders.
DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
Good evening and welcome to Podcast 101. No, live stream 101. No.
Button pressing.
Button pressing. Oh, we're going into Megaseg tonight. This is gonna be
my gosh, you had to do it.
Well, you opened the door, man. It's like there's the door. You just open it up, and I just dove right through it. It was.
For those of you who don't know, anytime John or someone says the M word, we all have to take a drink.
Yeah, I mean, it was so there.
You got it right at the top of the hour, so that's good.
That's good. We got it out of the way. So yeah, that we won't have to worry about me saying it 7 more times. So MJ, tonight, this is a question we both get a lot, is wanting to know the software with some of the components and different things that we use when we're doing live stream, whether it's the shows or dealing with when you're actually doing your mix show that you've been doing here on a regular basis, because you're doing an awful lot with that. So let's dig into it.
I just want to remind them ahead of time that if you do want to know all the components that we use, John does have a nice video out there showing everything, the hardware and everything. But tonight we are going to talk about mainly software and apps that you can use for both live or recorded. So we're going to show a little bit of everything with that. But if you want to know the whole thing, John does have, and there's a couple other ones out there that just search for Disc Jockey News on YouTube and search within that for all kinds of stuff when it comes to podcasting, cameras, mics. And John's got you covered for sure.
John mentioned in the chat room that 10 seconds, that's a new record. I just want to point that out.
Oh, okay. I don't even have the chat open tonight, so give me a second here. Yeah. Do you want me to start or you want to start?
It doesn't matter. I've got my stuff to set up to share, or you can share. And
all right. So what it is that I wanted to it's not going to do that here. I wanted to it's not letting me on the other screen. I'll do this while you're talking. But I wanted to basically share, because we do get a lot of questions on this and the different things that we use. And one of the things I think is kind of confusing is the different softwares and stuff, because everybody has a different thing that they need to do. Like I said, it could be recorded, it could be live, it could be just sharing a camera pointing at you. You might want to share a camera and another image. You might want to add good video audio quality or something like that, because there's 100 different ways you can do it, because you technically can stream straight from your phone.
Yes.
And there are a boatload of apps for that we're going to get to. But if you want to take it another level up, or even several levels up with some of the stuff we do, tonight we're going to show you stuff, and there's some free and there's some paid. So keep that in mind. John uses a software that is has a free and a paid version of it. You can go to their website. It's called Wirecast, and you can see what each one offers. John is going to be showing you the paid version tonight. He's going to talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, I can jump into that. Actually, what we're doing, the way we do the show is that MJ and I are connected with Zoom, and you guys have heard us talk about Zoom. You've used it. DJNTV.com/chillroom. You'd be in Zoom. That is a big thing that we use to connect back and forth. And hang on a second, I'm going to share. I'm sharing a screen from my other computer. There we go. So what you're seeing is Wirecast. Wirecast is basically one of the broadcasting softwares out there. There's a few of them, and MJ uses OBS. I do the Wirecast. This is a paid version. I own multiple copies of this. Initially, when we bought it, we were paying $999 for the version, which generally I think took you for about 2 or 3 versions. Now I have my licenses, and I pay I think $199 a year. And then they give me all the updates and such. What this is a software that will allow me to capture webcams or cameras with the proper interfaces. Webcams just plug in USB. Camcorders or cameras, I have to have a special interface to go from the HDMI signal into my computer, but then I can capture this. And all those little black squares you're seeing are scenes that are different video cameras, or they're little video clips, what have you. When you see us doing the sharing or changing the video, the little commercials and such, those are all individual videos that you see down below. You're seeing there's 3 different tiers on this one. Those are levels. Those are basically video levels where they have one above the other. So you can have overlays. That lower third that you see on the bottom of our videos, where we have the little things that zip across, that's on the top level. Then you have the actual video of what we're doing, and then we could have a third level, whatever, if we wanted to. I'm only using two layers, but I have some things on the third layer because that's where I put like a different show. When I'm doing my photo booth stuff, I'll shut the DJ level down and then use a different layer, which is the photo booth layer. A couple of things I want to show. I'm not going to go into this too in depth, but with the Wirecast, we can go and we can set up and adjust a lot of the little things over on the left side. On that left side, I can adjust volume for the clip. I can layer clips. I can do different things where I can adjust the size, and I could put 4 different little video clips in there. I can do whatever I want with that. I can crop them down, so I could crop this image down so it was only the 30 that's showing. There's a lot of different capabilities there. Once I have it set, there's this little button down here that takes it from the preview window to the live window, and wouldn't you know it, the audio's on, because that's the audio. But then that becomes the live, and that's what goes out to the world. And you can turn the things on and off for streaming and such. What I wanted to show, the other part is, with Wirecast, you can have a variety of different output destinations. Now you're seeing on here the record to disk, and we can set the resolution and such for the record to disk. We can have, I've got a stream that I've used for Facebook, for YouTube, and we're using Restream. Restream is basically, we send one stream out to Restream, and it sends it to many different destinations between YouTube and Facebook. That's why this video can be seen on the Disc Jockey News Facebook page. It can be seen on the YouTube channel for Disc Jockey News. It can be seen on the DJNTV pages and channels and such. But what's kind of neat about this is you can actually go through and pick the resolution that you need and the bit rate and different things. And here's one. If you do use a streaming software, this is something we learned last week that they added to Wirecast, is there's something on Mac computers where the bit rate for the audio coming in has to match the bit rate for the audio going out. Let me show you what I'm meaning here. On a Mac, you've got your audio devices here, and my input, in this particular case, is using the microphone, but if I would have my mixer hooked up to it, and it's telling me that the bit rate, or the rate coming in is at 44.1. If I go to the Restream on this particular one, I can go over here, and I can see that the sample rate there in kilohertz is at 4,800. Because those two do not match up, what ends up happening is that over the time of an hour video, the audio and the video get out of sync more and more as we go. So for last week and such, where some of you were like, wow, the show, it's like a 5-second. Yes, as we got farther and farther into the video, it got worse and worse. So there's little things like that wasn't available, and they didn't have that capability because Wirecast adds more functionality. And the reason why they have that even there is because there's times where you have to reduce those rates down when you're streaming, like in Las Vegas or in Atlantic City. Instead of setting up a 720 signal, we actually went down to a 480, just because we knew that that would take less bandwidth. And to give you an idea of that, we can let's cancel that. It's a 1.5 megapixel or megabit stream as opposed to a 4 meg stream. So you can adjust things. There's a lot of flexibility with Wirecast, but then again, you're also paying for a lot of those additional features. So anyway, so that's just an overview of Wirecast.
If you guys have any questions about any of the software we're using tonight, just hit us up in the chat. We're watching the chat. We have a lot of questions that we can answer for you guys. I, on the other hand, excuse me, use what's called OBS, which means Open Broadcast software, and it is a not shareware, open source.
Open source. Yeah, I was going to say there's a word for it. Where it's like Linux.
It's in the word. It's in the title. Yeah. And OBS is free, and I really like it. It works for me. Again, depending on what you need to do, you need to search for that. Also, keep in mind that anything you do spend on this, if this is your job, it is a write-off. Mm-hmm. So don't always forget, whether it's an app, whether it's a program, it's a write-off. So I'm going to share OBS on the other screen, and I use mine a little bit differently. For those of you who have watched any of my mix shows or my music and mixing show, those are done two different ways on two different computers. So you're going to see a little bit of one of them tonight, and I'm going to explain the other one, how I have the other one set up. So let me share here. Share so many screens. Are we sharing?
Yeah, there we go.
There we go. Okay, so I have a lot going on here. This is the basic, simple non-studio. Okay, this is the studio view, and then there's the studio mode. So what this does is that there are different scenes here on the left, and each scene I set up with a whole bunch of stuff. So let's pretend that I'm going to start the evening off with nothing going on. I just want you to see. So scene 1 is nothing more than a simple image that says streaming now.
Sure.
And if I wanted to, what you're seeing on the right is going live. So I can hit the transition, and now it's on a live, and then I can pick something on the left. I usually run mine in the other mode, which is this mode, which is just one. So then you choose your scenes by each one just by clicking on them. So imagine I have the starting screen, mm-hmm. and then the next one I go to is just, I don't know if this is going to pop up right or not, the virtual DJ zoomed. So this is a zoomed one, and each one is a different screen with all kinds of stuff. Virtual DJ, see that one shows virtual.
Yep.
And each one of them I can set up with multiple things going along with that. So when I change a scene, I can change a scene and just move stuff around. So this is a scene you see right here. It says right screen demo, everything mode. Mm-hmm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that. I'm going to duplicate, sorry. And we're going to call it, it's called mode 2. So we hit OK. So now I have a second one down here. So I'm going to go on the second one, and I'm going to change sizes and placement of stuff and all kinds of things like that. So now I can go back to this one, and you see stuff that way. And the second one, you see stuff that way.
MJ, tell us, go through what is all of that that's on the screen right now that you have on that screen? Because it might be confusing for people to understand where those elements are coming from. Yeah,
well, I was going to get to that. So I just wanted to show you that you can do multiple things. So you don't have to have just one view. And that's the cool thing about the scenes is that you can change the scenes. Now, what you fill the scenes with is entirely up to you. And I have a buttload of stuff on here right now. And if you watched my live sets on twitch.tv over the past couple of days, I'm doing another one Friday night. I have a lot of scenes going on. I'm running multiple cameras, multiple things like that. So what you're seeing on here now, captured right here is virtual DJ. So I have virtual DJ running in the background, and I simply just having it captured right here, and I can resize it. Up here is simply my right monitor. You can see John and I right there is nothing more than the right monitor captured as is. So I'm capturing a window, a monitor. This is another tiny window. So if I go back to virtual and press play, I'm playing a music video on virtual. And what it's doing is it's capturing just the window of that video. I have the sound turned down, so don't you're not imagining things. So, but it's just capturing that video in motion. So I can take the video project of what's going on, the virtual, show it. I can show the video of it. I can have another camera pointing at me, and I can have all three on the screen at the same time. I'm going to stop the virtual one because that video is taking up some bandwidth on here. In the bottom right-hand corner here is nothing but a GIF in loop mode.
Mm-hmm.
So you can do pictures, which this up here is just a picture. So you can put pictures on the screen, video on the screen. Well, that's a captured video, a GIF looping, and you can do a video looping because I have the lower thirds turned off. Now, this is a video. I have several different ones. This one I think Jimmy created, and what it is at the bottom of, if you watch our shows, at the bottom of the window, you will see our sponsors going across the bottom, okay? So we put that there, and it runs the whole show in loop mode. I have it shut off now because I have this thing on blind, and if I turn it on, you're going to see how it's made with a green screen. So that covers everything, but we can make that invisible to where only our window stuff goes through. So if I go, make sure I have that highlighted, click on properties, it's going to bring up nope, filters.
Wait, the properties.
Is it filters? Crap, I forgot how to do the filter here. Hold on. Oh, I think I have to add filter. I have this running all the time. Why can I not do this, dude? Filters right there. It's a right click and a filter. So I'm adding a filter to it, and I already put it in there. It's called color key. So if you do the drop down and you want to add something, it gives you a whole bunch of choices there. So the color key is in there, and you're not seeing the pop up in front, are you?
Yeah, I am. Yep.
Oh, okay, good.
Yep.
Okay, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up. I have it set to green right here, and I'm going to turn up the similarity. And you'll see the green disappear.
And there you are.
And we're left with just the background clear, and that's coming through. And that's one of the things you can do both on an overlay. Now, this is just a video, so I'm not just capturing a GIF in motion. I'm not capturing a screen. I'm not capturing a camera. This is a video in loop mode. So Jimmy did this video. It covers back and forth, on and off, and we just put it in loop mode. And that's all you have to do with that. So all of this is on the screen at the same time. And if I switch screens, we're here again. So lower thirds is blinded. We bring lower thirds back on, and we still have lower thirds here. So, because all that is that it's a copy of that, and you can copy things from each side. And that's basically all I do with mine, is that I go back and forth between the different scenes to show what I want it to show, and it can be creative, and you could zoom in on things. And I have one of them set for left screen cropped. So it's going to show my left screen cropped in real close. And that's a left screen full. It gives that giant window effect.
Yeah.
And back to that. And that's all I do all night long is I have those set up. So it's really, I don't want to say it's simple. It is challenging to get all those things. As you saw a second there, I forgot how to do filters because I only use the filter on one thing is for the lower thirds. But it really gives you the option to make what you're doing a full-out TV show, more or less.
Yeah, for sure.
And if you watch my streams that I DJ with, I'm running two cameras. So I'm running a camera pointing at me and a camera down at the decks. I'm running two overlays because I'm running a lower third going across there. And I'm running, what was the other thing I was running? Oh, my logo. So my logo's there.
Your GIF, yeah.
And then I'm running the virtual DJ. So it's capturing virtual DJ at the bottom. And then it's capturing the video playing in the bottom corner. So all of those, I think I have that real quick I can grab. And show you what that looks like if you've not seen it. But this is basically what we do all the time. And this one's a free program. And it lets you kind of just do what you want. Yeah, I can do this one here and share this one. This is what it looks like, and this would be, come on over, change screens. There we go. And share. I've got so many things here. There we go. Now share. All right, so this is what mine looks like when I'm DJing. So down here in the bottom, it's actually capturing virtual DJ.
Yep.
You have my lower thirds that are crawling across there for tips if you want to tip me. Camera pointing at me right here. This is the video capture that we saw virtual. My logo, and then this is the camera over top of the decks. And I can change that however I want to. So that would be one scene. That's another scene. And all I'm doing is clicking through them and changing them.
Yeah.
And that's basically all you have to do with these. John's the same, is just change things up however you want to change them up.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets powerful. But like I said, it is a little challenging to, number one, set them all up. and get them all working right. And we haven't even gotten to audio yet. Audio is a whole nother thing. John and I want to talk about audio in a second with those. But it also is confusing that you have to change screens a lot. So when I'm doing my live DJ sets, I'm not only mixing, but I'm changing the screens every once in a while to keep things going. I have not yet figured out how to do an automated change to let it just rotate every so many seconds, but I'm working on that.
Yeah.
I guarantee John's, I know, can do it, his software. This one, I'm not sure if it can do the auto rotate yet. I haven't figured that out yet. But that's the basics of it. And like I said, once you get into microphones, then you start picking where you want the audio to come. Because if you've ever seen our shows, we run the commercial sometimes, and that has its own audio. So we have that running so that it runs the audio of that over the screen over top of ours. And then when it's over, it comes back to us. You can hook up microphones. You can hook up DJ equipment. It lets you choose where you want the audio sources coming from, and then gives you individual volumes for them. So I can have the music and my mic and have different volumes for them. So it's not like the music's cranked, so the mic's cranked. You can choose however you want to do that. With virtual, it allows you to pick what sound card you're using. So I can pick a sound card to put virtual's music into the program with one choice, and my mic in a totally separate one, and it still comes through. So those are just some of the options. Do we want to take questions on this now, or move on to some of the other stuff?
We'll just keep going through. Yeah.
There's another one that I don't know much about. John told me about it. It's vMix. Do you want to talk about vMix?
vMix is, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's a company from Australia that was putting together some streaming software, and it's kind of one that when churches are looking for a streaming solution, that they're looking for something that's a professional kind of version. That's not the OBS thing scares a lot of people away. So they don't want to spend the money for Wirecast. So vMix becomes the next thing. It kind of fits in that category where vMix and Boinx TV, Boinx TV, again, other software that's used for some production things and recording, live events, what have you. There's quite a few out there, and you can jump into whichever one. It really becomes one of those things. There's a learning curve with any of them.
Right. So. Also, keep in mind, John talked about recording there. With both of our softwares, it's not just for streaming, but also recording. So if I wanted to do this with all those multiple screens and just record it to put up later, I can. I can also record while it's going live. So it gives you that option that if you want to do a podcast as opposed to a live stream, you can still use both of these softwares to capture with the multi-scenes, the multi-cameras, whatever you want to do with that. And if you're blessed to have a soundboard, a mixing board person while you're doing it, and that person can switch, holy crap, can it look fancy while you focus on what you're doing?
Yeah.
There's many nights that we've done multiple person videos where John has been off screen and running some of that stuff. And holy cow, does that make us look cool and professional?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When you can get that extra person, it's just unfortunate that we don't have that all the time.
I want to talk a little bit more about Zoom.
Yeah.
And I want to inform, because I want to also talk about some other ones here. I'm just going to rattle through some other names of ones that work like Zoom. And these are multi-person kind of group video chat things. Now, some of these are programs. Most of them are. You can do them with apps. Is iOS has its own, does it not, for the phones? Like group video?
Yeah, FaceTime with Apple.
FaceTime can do groups, right?
Yeah, they can. Yeah, they can do some groups.
Yeah.
I haven't used it in years. It's been
right.
I just haven't used it.
Skype is there. Skype has a limit, I believe, of 10 people. Microsoft Teams is there free. It has a limit of people. Hangouts Meet is there. And Zoom has a 45-minute limit on the free version for multiple people,
yes,
but unlimited for one-on-one.
Correct, yes, which is a little bit different because it wasn't always like that. They must have changed that recently.
Yeah, because I actually told someone recently, I'm like, oh, you're going to have to pay for that because they can only go 45 minutes. You need your thing to go longer. And it was just his thing is going to be him and one other person.
Yeah,
like, man, I feel like an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Dan and I found out Monday night when we were talking about that way. And somebody's like, no, it's different. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
guess they.
So Zoom, do we need to say anything else about Zoom right now? I actually saw a meme the other day that said Zoom created the coronavirus just so everyone would start using the program.
Yeah. Well, there certainly is there is a lot of that going on. I don't know. We could show some of the streaming capabilities of Zoom because with OBS and Wirecast, we go to YouTube or Facebook, but with Zoom you can do it all by itself. You don't have to have an additional thing. So.
Yeah, if you did not need the multiple, this again goes back to what you need. And if you did not need the multiple things going on the screen at the same time, you could use something like Zoom. I even have a cool one that I just found out. I haven't even got the test yet, John. But I grouped it in with the software because it's software, not an app. It's called Yellow Duck.
I've never heard of that.
And Yellow Duck, like if you want to stream just to Instagram, you have to use your phone or a tablet of some sort of mobile device. But Yellow Duck will let you stream to Instagram Live from any computer.
Huh.
So there's something to think about there. If that's something you want to do, which Instagram is very popular right now. For those, like I do use the Restream on my DJ sets, but it's funny because I have it going on twitch.tv/DJ Michael Joseph. I have it going on YouTube. I have it going on Facebook. I have it going on Instagram. I have it going on Periscope. And all of those drop off one by one because of copyright stuff. And you have to keep that in mind no matter what you're doing, whether you're showing a video or showing audio, you can get busted for copyright. And you get busted so many times, you can get put on Facebook jail where you can't use your Facebook page for like a week or a month.
Yeah.
So go ahead and hit Zoom, a couple things on Zoom.
So this is going to get a little, I'm going to try something here.
How many nights while you're doing that? How many nights do you run multiple computers on your shows that people watch?
Probably like once a week. And I do the second. I'm actually going to. This is going to get ugly. I'm sorry about that. But
tonight you do have a second computer.
I do have my second laptop set up right there because that's what I use for my PowerPoint. But what I wanted to do is I want to show if I can do this.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
Okay, let's hold it there.
Get rid of me.
Well, you got to stay there because if I can't, if you're not there, I can't show. It just isn't going to stay. Okay, so in Zoom, if you've got a pro version of it, which costs you about $100 a year, there's the three little dots here, and oops, okay, I'm going and clicking on the three dots there. These three dots will allow you to go to Facebook, Workplace by Facebook. I don't even know what the heck that is, truthfully. YouTube, or you can go to a custom live stream service here. This is where you could go to, in our case, we can go to Restream so I can send this to Restream and then it can go to like 10 or so different spots. But if I want to go to Facebook, what it would do is it would allow me to stream to I'm going to put this back here. It would allow me to stream to any Facebook page or group that I am an admin to. So there's kind of the key is that I've got to be an admin or have admin capabilities. But if I have that, I can connect it with that, and it's all under those three little dots. Now, it has to be activated through the website. You've got to go into the website and turn that on. So in our case, we have multiple Zoom licenses, and I have got 15 different people, and we move my licenses around as they're needed. And then I have to go through and turn it on so that MJ can stream to YouTube, and he can stream to Facebook, and he can stream to that specific server. And then you can actually put the information in for that special, that RT, that final one, so that MJ just has it right in front of him, paste it in, and then boom, he's able to go stream live. So
I want to show Restream here for a second while you're talking.
Oh, yeah. So, and Restream, of course, is a great service where we can go through and send to multiple locations. As MJ is showing there, he's got 3 of them set up there. On the one that I've got set up here, I've got 20 set up.
This is the free version, so keep in mind you are limited. I'm not paying for this. This is I'm not signed in on this isn't the Disc Jockey News one. This was mine. And you are limited to 4 feeds, and none of them can be on the free version, can be pages. They can only be like my personal profile. Facebook and because I also have, like, if I wanted to stream to Disc Jockey News' page, even though I'm an administrator on there, I couldn't because the free version only lets you go to personal pages.
Interesting. I did not know that. Yeah. And there's a couple of different levels of.
Yeah. So here's the ad. I just want to show you what all the ones you can do. You can stream to LinkedIn. I don't know who's doing that, but yeah.
Didn't know it existed.
Yeah, exactly. But these are all different versions that you can choose and go to just from here. So basically, you're creating one feed that's going out to multiple channels. And are we streaming tonight to multiples?
Yes. Yep.
How many right now how many different pages are being hit by us right now?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9.
Okay, so think about you doing a stream and you are paying for this and you're trying to reach an audience, no matter whether it's something in the wedding business or you're a salesman for cars or whatever your thing is. You can hit a large audience there of multiple pages of people just scrolling through a news feed and coming across you live.
Yeah. Especially,
so I like to think about all this stuff we do. My mix shows that I'm doing on for the DJing stuff, the stuff we do for Disc Jockey News, other stuff. I like to think all of this is billboards for my business. So as many billboards as I can get up around town, no matter where you drive, you're going to see me.
Yep, you want to be there.
And that's going to affect my business by more people seeing. And that's the purpose of some of this stuff. You're not going to make money off some of it. Almost stuff like this, it's almost impossible to make money off. Not impossible, but you got to work at it. But each one is a billboard that is going to then possibly bring you business in a different way. So think about all of this that way. It's not just about, hey, look what I can do.
Mm-hmm.
So, you want to go on to anything else here on these?
I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, I want to talk about streaming sites. There are two big ones. There used to be one that we actually used for a while called Chew.tv,
Mm-hmm.
and they were bought out by Band something or other.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
Band something or other basically is a thing that if you are a musician and you want to work with other artists, you can go on there and do basically the same thing, multi-person chat, sharing back and forth about you writing songs, performing together, all that kind of stuff. But for the DJing, like I said, I do on Twitch.tv, and that's a lot of gamers, but now because of Chew closing and now everyone's stuck at home and a lot of DJs are streaming right now, they're going to Twitch TV, and you're able to stream over there with multiple things like this, and you can get really good quality on stuff like that. Mixer.tv is another one that's like that. And this one I thought was kind of neat, John, that if you are a musician, you want to go this way. There's one called Stageit, stageit.com.
Okay.
And you can go and watch different concerts going on, pay for a ticket and watch a Broadway show right now. You can set up your own show. So if you're a musician, you can set up a feed that someone can pay and can watch you do an acoustic set. You can, if you want to reach out to your fans, and if you're at a band doing a show and you want to show your sound check, you can do it through there, to where you have to be a certain member of, like the people who follow the band would have rights to go see the warm-up and stuff like that. So Stageit kind of gives it, again, all of these things are ways to reach fans, not just the fan showing up at the concert, but a fan maybe wants to watch the show ahead of time, or you want to do an intimate concert in your living room. Anything that you can imagine, there's a way to pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
Keep in mind also, if you want to go simpler, because I think the further we're going to go down this list, John, we're going to go simpler and simpler and simpler.
To a point, yeah. We get down to the bottom, and there's actually that little 60-second streaming technique that, it functions pretty well.
I also want to, before we talked about the multiple ones like Restream. There's also MobCam, Streamlabs, Caster, Prime Live Studio, and Split Streams that all kind of do the same thing, let you hit out to multiple sites. I just want to kind of throw that out there. But if you need the simplest of things, you can stream directly to Facebook, or you can stream directly to Instagram, or you can stream directly to Twitter through Periscope, or you can stream directly to YouTube and no other channels.
Yep.
So if you're thinking you don't need all of this, you can set up your phone, hold it out in front of you. You can buy, it's here somewhere. I just took it off. Here it is. You can buy a little thing like this to put on a tripod, slap your phone in there, and you can use that camera on a tripod, streaming straight from there, picking up the audio. You can, did Ben talk about the audio connections? the other night?
Yep, we talked about that last night, and
Okay.
one that we kind of featured was, granted, there's more expensive, but there's a wire that they have made, and they have got it the resistors set up properly, so you can come out with the RCA out of your booth out or your master out of your controller, and go into your mobile device, which now opens up the ability for that little phone to have good quality sound. Your microphone from your mixer or your controller is your mic to use. And now you have cell phone video in some cases is just as good as camcorders in many
4K
instances.
and 8K phones, some of them.
Yeah, it's crazy good what they can
I want
do.
to show a picture here something that I learned right before we went to Vegas. I'm trying to get it to come up. Because I only know it's in one spot right now. I sent it to John in a message, so I have to wait for the messages to load. Scroll back to messages that him and I sent to each other prior to Vegas when we were free people that could roam amongst the land.
We could walk outside.
Yeah, we could walk outside, which I did sneak out Sunday and take some pictures down by the river. I was in a van down by the river. And I did keep my social distancing. Like literally there was nobody down there. I was on the train tracks taking pictures. Holy crap, do I have to scroll back? When was that? February, right?
February, yeah, February 20 something.
And I want to show you the little audio that I did. It'll take me a second to get there. Is that all the ones that we have on the list? Oh, no, we have the other two there. The Wirecast Go and Broadcast Me. You know about those because they're both for iOS. Can you say anything about them?
Well, we can actually, I was actually going to show you Wirecast Go. So, should I go now?
Yeah, go ahead, because I'm still searching.
Wirecast Go, I need to get it. Hang on a sec. I've got to move the window so I can see in a camera what I'm showing.
That's the other thing that a lot of people don't realize right now, the stuff that we have going on, because I have the mic here, I have my camera right here, and I have my two screens with him there, all my notes, all the stuff we're sharing.
So the cool thing about Wirecast Go is that it has layers where you can actually have a graphic. So you can have like the DJ news on the front, or you can have that scene, and there aren't any mics on. And then we can go through, because I don't know if you can see. Trying to see that. You've got the scenes, which is that kind of little panel, and then the microphone is right above. You probably can't see it. Right above the red dot. That's the microphone for turning it on and off. And then we have the little red record. You hit that red record, and what it allows you to do is you can actually go and set it up. And this is a new phone here from this fall or this winter, so I have not set it up. But you can go set destinations. So we can set to go from here to Restream, and then from Restream it goes everywhere. Or I can go straight to YouTube, or I can go straight to Facebook and utilize this. The big thing, I'm going to just cancel out of that. The big thing that's kind of nice about that is that I can go and I can have images. So I could have maybe a graphic for an advertiser, and I could go and hit that, and now that graphic, if that was an actual graphic, would be showing to the live stream. And I can come back, and then if I want to go back to the camera, I would just click the camera, and my camera's back. So that way, I can do some basic switching. You combine Wirecast Go with that little wire Ben has. Yeah, there's one more thing I don't know if you can see. Right to the side of the camera, you can see where the little bars are bouncing there, right there, audio bouncing. So when you would know that your wire is hooked up, and you could actually see and make sure that you're not overdriving. I mean, it's tiny, but you would have at least a concept of what's going on, audio-wise, which truthfully is huge when it comes to streaming and such. To know that, oh yes, I really do have audio going out to the audience. So Wirecast Go, for an inexpensive system, you get your mobile device, my iOS device, phone or tablet. That wire from Ben is $40, and then that might be, I think it's a $10 app, whatever it is, I don't know. But now you could actually be doing a high quality stream to Facebook or to YouTube with that.
I want to share what I learned before Vegas about doing audio, and I use this for all of my streams. I'm hooked into it tonight for both my ears and my mic are hooked into it tonight. It's how I run the audio here in my studio. It's the Behringer, or as I like to say. What is it? Something 302 USB mixer.
Yeah, I was going to say there's a 502 and 802.
Yeah, there's 5 channels, 3 channel, 12 channel, but they're all USB mixers. So keep that in mind. It's a mini USB mixer. And I've been using it here for a while, but I also use it in my podcast and stuff that I'm able to run virtual through it. I'm able to run the Denon through it. I'm able to run microphones, everything through the same thing, multiple hookups. What I did figure out, because it's powered by USB, so I don't have a separate power on it. When I plug it into the computer, it powers up. So I started thinking, I'm like, well, if that's powered, and I know how some of the newer phones will let you do, because some of them only take the headphones, the USB-C headphones, and some of those have to have what's called a audio AV. I can't remember what it's called, something chip, audio something chip, for it to play, because not all USB headphones will work in all phones.
Yep.
So some of the power comes through that depending on where the chip is. So I said, I'm going to share here. Share here. Okay. So here is the mixer. And I said, well, I wonder if I go out of this mixer, USB, and since I plug it into my computer, what if I put an adapter on there to go from USB-A down to USB-C and plug that into my phone? Can I get sound out of it? So when I did it that day, all I had is that hookup right there. All that is a USB-A to USB-C. And as soon as I popped that into my phone, my studio speakers popped. I'm like, are you serious? So keep in mind, there's no power. So I played a song, and they were coming through my speakers as clear as freaking could be. So I said, okay, what about a mic? And as you see down in the bottom corner, there's a little tiny mic hook up there. So I had the one that I normally use, my headphones, and it was as clear as a bell. And I'm like, that can't be. So why don't I just hook up an XLR mic, a standard little XLR mic, and talk into it? And it came through as clear as can be.
Wow.
So if you have something like this, using no other power but your phone, you can have a camera, some sort of XLR hookup, some sort of RCA, because it has multiple hookups there, have them all feeding in on their own volume into your phone. And if you want to go buy an adapter, I can stop sharing here. I will take questions on that, but I don't know where my adapter is because I had it out for something else. And it's a multi-adapter. And if you've seen my little video I did where I was DJing at the park that I put the other day, and that is a multi-adapter that goes from USB-C out to 3 USB-As and a USB-C. So I can take my little power pack that I travel with, your power grid, pop that into the USB-C. It's now powering the phone and the mixer. So it's not draining on your phone.
Nice.
Camera on the phone doing that. Microphones. That's all it is.
You're
just
good to go.
as slick as freaking can be.
Yeah.
And there are other companies that have them. I think that's on my other one. There are 3 other companies that have them. Roland has one like this. Some of them are high end. This is the cheap end. These run about 50, give or take. But the Roland ones are over 100. There's another one by, what's the company that makes the rockets? KRK?
Yep. There's
KRK has a little one, and they're just USB mixers. And you can tie stuff in this way. And I'm telling you, as clear as you're hearing me on this mic, you would hear it that way on the phone.
Yeah.
It's freaking crazy.
Some of those little devices. Some of those are, iKey is the company I think that makes a lot of them. Ben, the NLFX, if you go to their nlfxpro.com/podcasting, you'll see some of the tools and some of these interfaces, because that's what Ben and the crew put a lot of them up on that page, so we could refer to them this week.
Oh, cool. Okay, so I don't have to go look them up. Cool.
Yeah, they're all there.
I have so many windows open. That's the weird thing, right? Like I said, us doing this, there's so many things we're clicking back and forth and sharing and doing. It can get overwhelming, and sometimes the simplest broadcast off your phone can be way more valuable.
Yeah, much quicker. I mean, that's half the videos that I shoot to beyond our shows, I'm using the phone. Phone and a lapel microphone is my prefer. Or if I have a decent headset with me, I'll do the Bluetooth when I'm doing some of the tool things. The audio isn't quite as good, but the ability to be able to move around and such and have my voice consistent, I like that.
I want to blow your mind on something real quick. I can't find the one with all the different hardware. Go see Ben's for the hardware. Forget about what I have. But if you go and watch any of the videos I did last fall at the Atlantic City DJ Expo, All of them were shot with my phone. The mic that I used is the headset that it came with. I was holding it in front of me talking. So the headset that has a little mic on it, I was holding that here talking, and it was picking up because it was off camera.
Yeah.
It was picking up. So all the sound you hear is coming from the headset that came with the phone. I downloaded a free app called, which one was I editing with? Hold on here. I was editing with, I think it was InShot, I think is the one. And then posting from the phone. So at the Atlantic City DJ Expo, everything, 100%, editing, filming, recording, all came from the phone and nothing else. A phone, the little tripod thing that I keep losing, and a tripod, and that's all I did. But next year, I think I'm going to try with the mobile mic that I showed you, the thing there. And there's just so many options. When you and I were younger, let's say even in the 90s, it was impossible to do any of this.
Oh, for sure.
If you weren't standing in front of somebody talking or standing in front of somebody DJing, that's the only way they could see you.
Yeah.
So now this is an example, and we can take questions if we still have time. That those of you know me, I used to be a vocal artist, and I remember the first time that I posted a song up onto a site like SoundCloud, and it said that I got 1,000 listens. Okay, I couldn't have imagined in the 90s being able to hand out 1,000 CDs, let alone having 1,000 people actually listen to it. So it is an open world. If you're willing to put in the work, there is so much out there, people you can reach. If you take a little bit of time, and I think this is the most important thing, is to be creative.
Yeah.
Just don't put up a camera and start talking. Have bullet points. John and I, for tonight's thing, we had a bullet point of what we're going to cover and all that kind of stuff. That takes time. A script, if you want to use a script. But take some time, be creative. Practice it to make sure it looks right. Set it up. Just don't run it. Make sure your sound's going good. And then when you're ready to go, you go, and you'd be surprised how that might help.
For sure.
So do we have any questions in the chat?
There've been a couple I've dealt with as we've gone along, but it's been they've just been kind of watching and following along. So that is.
There are also sites in multiple sites. Yeah. Like I said, this is something that we do, in like I said, multiple times a week, and it's on different levels because some of the stuff that you see, my recorded stuff, is done with this same setup, minus the multi-screens. When I'm doing some of my virtual DJ how-to ones, I'll have the camera set up, and I'll be recording me, and I'll have one of those scenes to record the left screen. So all I do is I talk into here, like I'm talking to the camera, stop for a second, switch screens, where it's now recording that other screen, and now I'm talking. So now when I go edit, all I do is cut out that blank spot in between where I started talking and stopped talking, and it looks like I made this great transition. But it was all just one setup where I clicked the thing, talked a while here, clicked the thing, talked a while here, and that's all there was to it.
Mm-hmm.
And there are ways. If I'm correct, iOS, you can use your phone as a webcam, if I'm correct.
Yep, you can. There's ways to utilize that wirelessly and wired methodology. It's just not something that I have done on a regular basis because of I can
latency. Justify for sure that you cannot do that on Android yet. The way they do it, it's really weird, and it kind of irritates me that that's the one thing we can't do. Well, we can in portrait mode, but for some reason you turn it this way, and all it does is squish the portrait mode.
Oh, jeez.
It's the craziest thing. So, but I guarantee you give it another year, phones are going to be even that far where you're not going to need to buy a webcam or use your webcam on your laptop or on your tablet. It'll all work together.
That it is. Well, we've reached to the end of our night tonight. Our time has wound down quickly.
No more shows?
That's it. It's time for
we're the last show. We're closing the house down.
We're shutting things down. The DJNTV chill room is open. If you guys want to pop out there and just kind of hang out, there'll be there's folks kind of drifting in around this 10 o'clock time frame out at djntv.com/chill. You can jump out there and see who's checking in tonight, because there was a couple of other live streams that were going on this evening, so those are wrapping up, and then folks are going to head that direction. So
I am going to be on Friday evening doing a mix, and I'm trying to be creative with both all the stuff that I'm doing here on Disc Jockey News while we have this downtime. So if there's any things you'd like to see John or one of us do a topic on or something like that, just reach out to us, whether it be through the YouTube, comments or direct message. There's a good chance, because there's a lot of my shows, the ideas I come up with are someone asking me a question. I'm like, hey, that'd be a great show.
That would be a good show. Yeah, that's
so
how it
definitely
works.
reach out to us. John, what kind of stuff do you have going on? Do you have anything else going on the rest of the week?
Tomorrow morning, we've got Mike and Joe. They've got their video. And then tomorrow evening, we have Jeremy and Dave are doing a wedding chat. They're talking weddings tomorrow night. They get that all ready to roll. So those will be tomorrow. And then after that, it's pretty much it for the week. So,
but the chill room is still going on each night.
Each night,
and hang out with DJs. It's not about playing music. It's just guys hanging out, girls hanging out, talking, and getting through this together.
And I think that last weekend there was like between 25 and 40 people in that room, both Friday and Saturday, I guess, from at when they hit peak. So crazy. Yeah. A lot of folks there, so they can use it and have some fun with that. So, well, MJ, I'm going to wrap things up. Thank you guys for being with us. And again, tomorrow, a couple more shows, but we'll be back with live stuff again next Monday night. And you guys can look for that, and we'll see you then. Good night, everybody.